traditional homeland of the Mi'kmaq people includes a large part of New Brunswick, as well as Nova Scotia and PEI. In New Brunswick, many of the original places' names can still be found on current maps.
Mi'kmaq people have lived here for more than 10,000 years. We know this because of oral traditions and archaeological evidence.
In the past, the Mi'kmaq were hunters and fishers. They hunted moose, beaver, caribou, and small animals. They relied on the sea for 90% of their food, so it was a good idea to live by the water. They used traps and spears to fish. They ate salmon, whales, lobster, and shellfish. They dried out meat and fish so they could have it for the winter. Clothing in the past. They made their clothing from the skins of animals that they hunted. They used every part of each animal they killed. They used deer and moose skins. They used fur in the winter.
Language. Mi'kmaq is part of the Algonquin language family. It is spoken by many different Aboriginal people in the East. The language today is still spoken in some communities. In 2011, 8,935 people reported to still have knowledge and use the Mi'kmaq language.
The following's a Mi'kmaq gathering song.
A powwow is an Aboriginal get-together that involves dancing, visiting, and preserving Mi'kmaq heritage. They carry on the tradition of embracing family, friends, and guests. Powwows still take place today.
You can take part in a powwow in Burnt Church, New Brunswick. They celebrate Aboriginal culture through prayers, dances, feasts, and songs.
It's July, and the Mi'kmaq of Conn River are holding their annual powwow. This three-day event was established 16 years ago. They're held by First Nation people throughout North America and allow Indigenous people to come together to celebrate their own cultures.
I'm a Mi'kmaq person. I'm from Hluyfnhgdgfnddfdhfdhhm in New Brunswick. I'm a doctoral student in Canadian Studies. What I'm doing here is basically dancing. I'm a men's traditional dancer. The dancing is rooted in my spirituality. It's a strong spirituality. It's not something that I think about very much. It's just something that I do. I do it throughout the summer during the powwows, but I also do it throughout the fall and the winter as well. The historical context to powwows is that we had annual gatherings in the summertime. We would call those mawiomi. And a mawiomi was basically people would gather around when they cooked meat, and the meat would have drippings coming down, and people kind of waited in anticipation of having a feast. So that's where you get that term mawiomi. It meant a gathering. So during the summer gathering, people would come in and you'd have a lot of ceremonies. Babies would receive their names. People would get married, and they would memorialize the people that passed away during the winter. And a lot of talk would be political. A lot of social activities and ceremonies would take place, and they would have a lot of feasts, and then they would sing and dance at the same time.
70 years ago, when we started talking about a powwow, was whether or not we would get our own people to come to a powwow. But after the first year, it was the kids that came out and brought their parents with them. The first year. The second year, parents started showing up in regalias, along with their children. So at that stage, we said, well, we're on to something, let's keep doing it.
Last year was noted as one of the top 29 Aboriginal experiences to see in Canada. So it was kind of set apart from all the other powwows in most of Canada. It's definitely brought a lot of attention to our community too. A lot of people think, I didn't think that there were any Aboriginal people in Newfoundland, there were no Indians here. And so this powwow is kind of our resurgence to show that we are here and we've always been here.
Dancers, make sure you stop right on time.
I think it's a Mi'kmaq manifestation of a Western powwow. It has elements of a powwow from Western Plains cultures that have been adopted and absorbed into Mi'kmaq culture.
The end. Thank you for watching Carter 5 Channel News.